Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Khadija from Bosundhara Addin Medical College. Students, how are you? Today we are going to discuss about respiratory system, and I'm going to discuss about item number 1, and that is introduction of respiratory system. In this item, we will first discuss about what is respiration and the types and the phases of respiration and the mechanism of respiration. Now we will discuss about the respiratory tract first. What are the components of respiratory tract? The components are nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi and lungs. The functionally respiratory system can be divided into two zones, that is conducting zone and respiratory zone. Conducting zone usually causes conduction of air and humidification of and warming of the air. Conducting zone include mouth, nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, primary bronchi and bronchioles up to terminal bronchioles. And respiratory zone it includes terminal bronchiole, respiratory bronchiole, conducting alveolar duct, alveolar sacs and alveoli. Now respiratory zone is usually related to exchange of gases between air and blood. It occurs across the wall of the respiratory alveoli. You know there is about 300 million alveoli in both lungs. Lung is the main respiratory organ. It is covered by two layers pleura, that it is consist of visceral pleura and parietal pleura, and there is a potential space between these two pleura, that is interpleural space, and this space is contain interpleural fluid that prevent friction during the movement during lung during respiration. And this lung is usually in elastic behavior, that means it can expand and deflate like a balloon. So gas can easily enter into the lung. Now we are going to discuss what is respiration. It is the process by which oxygen is transported from atmosphere to the tissue and removal of carbon dioxide from tissue to the atmosphere. First, so you can see this in this flow chart, that first oxygen enters into the lung, then it is transported to the blood, through the blood to the tissue, and then carbon dioxide is produced into tissue. It is then transported to the blood, again to the blood to the lung, and then it is diffused from the lung to the alveoli to the exterior. Inflow and outflow of air between air and the lung alveoli. And the second step is diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide between alveoli and the blood. And then the third step is transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the blood, and the finally regulation of ventilation. Now what are the normal rate of respiration? In normal rate of respiration in case of adult is about 12 to 15 breath per minute, and it is usually faster in case of children. In newborn case it is 30 to 60 breaths per minute. In first year it is 25 to 35 breaths per minute. In 2 to 4 years it is 20 to 30 breaths per minute, and from 5 to 14 years it is about 20 to 25 breaths per minute. Now what are the types of respiration? Usually it is two types: external respiration and internal respiration. External respiration means transport of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide from tissue to the atmosphere, and internal respiration means the utilization of oxygen and production of carbon dioxide in the cell and gases exchange between the cell and their fluid media. And now what are the phases of respiration? There are two phases usually: inspiration and expiration. Inspiration means it is the active process. It means intake of air into the lung. Its duration is about 2 seconds, and expiration is it is the passive process. It means output of air from the lung, and duration is about 3 seconds. Why the duration of inspiration is less? Because inspiration is the active process and muscles are involved here, so it takes lesser time than expiration, because expiration is passive process. It occurs passively due to elastic recontaining of the lung and the thoracic cavity. Now the function of respiratory system. The first function is the primary function of the respiratory system is It helps in respiration. Generally, the respiratory system acts as a servant to the rest of the body for delivering enough oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide for metabolic demands. And other non-respiratory functions are first, defense action. It defends against inhaled foreign matters, that's by sneezing and coughing, and it enables speech, singing and other vocalization. Humidification or warming of inspired air, maintenance of homeostasis, synthesis of surfactant, activate angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. It is a route for water and heat loss. It maintains normal acid base balance by altering the amount of hydrogen ion generation and carbon dioxide exhaled. It enhances venous return. It removes, modifies and activates inactivate various materials passes through the pulmonary circulation, example prostaglandins. Now, lung, two lungs are housed in a chest cavity and are separated by the mediastinum in the center, and it consists of respiratory air and elastic connective tissue and extensive network of interconnecting blood vessels. Respiratory passages. It consists of a series of branching tubes. It divides in 23 times between trachea and alveolar sac. First 16 generations of passages form contracting zone, and it transport air from and into the exterior, made up the bronchi, bronchioles and terminal bronchioles. And last 7 generation forms the gaseous exchange area, where gas exchange occurs and made up of expiratory bronchioles, alveolar duct and alveolar sac. We have already discussed in few minutes ago about this. Now we will discuss about the pulmonary ventilation. Inflow and outflow of air between the lung and atmosphere. Respiratory rate is about 12 to 15 times per minute. About 500 ml of air is inspired and expired with each normal breath, that is tidal volume. It is about 6 to 8 liter per minute respiratory volume, and oxygen entry to the body is about 250 ml per minute, and carbon dioxide excreted out of the body is about 200 ml per minute. Pulmonary ventilation is equal to tidal volume into respiratory rate. Tidal volume is about 500 ml and respiratory rate is about 12 breath per minute. So, the normal value is about 6 liter per minute. Importance of pulmonary ventilation is continually renewing of air in the gas exchange area of the lung. Now, what is alveolar ventilation? It is the volume of new air that enters in the respiratory zone per minute. That is, we can get this ventilation by this equation. That is, alveolar ventilation is equal to frequency into Vt minus Vd. That means, Vd is tidal volume and Vd is physiological dead space volume. You can say we can calculate alveolar ventilation by this equation, and by this we can find that it is about 4.2 liter per minute. And what is the importance? It helps in exchange of gases between the alveolar air and the blood. Pressures related to the respiration. The pressures related to the respiration are interpleural pressure, interalveolar pressure and transpulmonary pressure. Interpleural pressure, the pressure of fluid in the thin space between the two lung pleura and the chest wall. Atmospheric pressure is considered as zero reference pressure. Interpleural pressure is approximately minus 5 centimeter of water at the beginning of inspiration. During inspiration, it becomes more negative, that is minus 7.5 centimeter of water. And interpleural pressure is always negative because the interpleural cavity is lined by thin layer of fluid. It is secreted by the visceral layer of the pleura. The fluid is continually pumped from the pleural cavity into the lymphatic vessels, and this pumping of the fluid creates a negative pressure in this area. And the importance, it prevents the collapsing tendency of the lungs. The negative pressure acts like suction pump and helps in venous return. This figure shows the changes of the pressure during the inspiration. At the beginning, it is about minus 5 centimeter of water, and after this expansion of occur of the lung, and it's become more negative at the end of the inspiration. It is minus 7.5 centimeter of water, and then again it becomes minus 5 centimeter of water. Now interalveolar pressure. Interalveolar pressure is the pressure inside the alveoli of the lung, and it is normally equal to the atmospheric pressure, that is 0 centimeter of water or 760 millimeter of mercury. During inspiration it is a minus 1 centimeter of water or 759 millimeter of mercury. During expiration it become positive, that is plus 1 centimeter of water or 761 millimeter of mercury. Here you can see before inspiration it was 0 centimeter of water, then at the beginning it become minus 1 centimeter of water, and then at the end during inspiration it becomes plus 1 centimeter of water. Importance of alveolar pressure. It causes flow of air in and out of the alveoli. It helps in exchange of gases between the alveolar air and the blood. And another pressure is transpulmonary pressure. It is the difference between alveolar pressure and the pleural pressure. It is a measure of elastic forces in the lung. It tends to collapse the lung at each instant of respiration. It is also called the recoil pressure. You can see this figure. Upper figure shows the volume changes during inspiration, and the lower curves shows the pressure changes during respiration. You can see the in the lower curve the two blue lines. Upper blue line shows the alveolar pressure. It begins from 0, and during inspiration it becomes minus 1 centimeter of water, and during expiration it becomes positive plus 1 centimeter of water. And the lower curve you can see the interpleural pressure. In the beginning of inspiration it was minus 5 centimeter of water, but at the end it become more negative, minus 7.5 centimeter of water, and then it again during expiration it becomes again minus 5 centimeter of water. And the you can see the transpulmonary pressure is the pressure between these two pressure. And the upper curve shows the red curve shows the lung volume. That means the amount of air that enters during inspiration is that is 0.5 liter, that is 500 ml during inspiration and expiration. This is the actually the tidal volume of air. Now the respiratory muscles. Muscles of inspiration, muscle of expiration. Usually muscles of inspiration is always an active process, quiet in case of quiet breathing. The diaphragm is the main muscles of inspiration, and in heavy or forceful inspiration other muscles are external intercostal muscle, sternocleidomastoid muscle, anterior scalene and latissimus dorsi. Muscles of expiration, you know, it is a passive process. So usually in quiet expiration no muscles is involved, but in case of heavy expiration some muscles are involved here. The first is internal intercostal muscle, rectus abdominis muscle. Now we are going to discuss the basic mechanism of respiration. Downwards and upwards movement of the diaphragm that increases lengthening or shorten the chest cavity, and elevation and depression of the ribs that increase and decrease the anteposterior diameter of the chest cavity. This figure shows that chest cavity has two diameter, anteposterior diameter and the vertical diameter. Now we are going to discuss the mechanism of respiration. The basic mechanism of respiration are expansion and contraction of the lung, which can be achieved by two ways: by downward and upward movement of the diaphragm to lengthen or shorten the vertical diameter of the chest cavity, and by elevation and depression of the ribs to increase and decrease the anteposterior diameter of the chest cavity. Mechanism of inspiration, we can explain by quiet inspiration and heavy expiration. Inspiration. Quiet inspiration, we know the diaphragm is the main muscle of inspiration. So, contraction of the diaphragm that pulls and the lower surface of the lung downwards, and that causes increased vertical diameter of the chest cavity. And on the other hand, in heavy case, heavy inspiration, contraction of the external intercostal muscle that causes rib case to move upwards and forwards, and that causes anteposterior and transverse diameter to increase, and all this causes expansion of the chest cavity, and intrapleural pressure falls. It becomes more negative, minus 5 from minus 5 to minus 7.5 centimeter of water. Then visceral pleura moves towards the parietal pleura, and lung stretches and inflate, and so intra-alveolar pressure also falls from the atmospheric pressure, that is from 0 to minus 1 centimeter of water, and this causes pull of 0.5 liter of air to the alveoli in 2 seconds, and that causes inspiration. Now the mechanism of expiration. Here we also discuss in two way. First, quiet expiration and heavy expiration. Quiet expiration, we know that no muscle is involved here. So, during quiet expiration, muscle diaphragm relaxes, chest wall and abdominal structures compresses the lung. So, vertical diameter of the chest cavity decreases. On the other hand, in heavy expiration, contraction of the intercostal muscle pulls the rib cages downwards and backwards, and so the anteposterior and transverse diameter decreases, and all this together causes intrapleural pressure to rise, and so it becomes less negative. So, lung compresses and deflate, and the intra-alveolar pressure rises above the atmospheric pressure, that is plus 1 centimeter of water, and that causes outflow of air from the lung to the atmosphere, that is expiration. So, student, that is all today's lecture. So, and in next class we will discuss the rest topics of the item number 1.